login?
Yes, the Wi-Fi is behind you right there.
Oh.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining tonight. This is a live workshop on WordPress Wednesday. We're going to have 4 videos created by Corey. We're going to watch it here live. If you have any question, feel free to put it on Twitter. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and switch. There you go. There you go. All right, where is Corey?
Hiding behind the pole, sorry.
Oh, okay. So which one are we going to watch first?
I guess that is the first one of the month right there.
Will I lose content changing my WordPress theme? That's the first one, right? All right, let's just check it out.
Hey y'all, welcome to another WordPress Wednesday. My name is Corey Ashton here in San Antonio, Texas, and it is another great day to talk about WordPress nerdy stuff. And as most of you know, though, I got to give a shout out to my Seahawks because they're doing okay this season. All right, let's get right to it, y'all. I got a great comment today off of our YouTube channel, and this is a way that you can get your questions answered just by commenting on one of our videos or maybe sending us a tweet. Pamela here says, thank you, great themes. When changing from one theme to the next, what happens to the content on your website? How to save content. I would hate to change a theme and all my content disappears. So this might seem like a very basic beginner level question, and that's okay. This channel covers everything from total basic beginner questions about WordPress all the way up to crazy advanced nerd coding stuff, PHP loops and JavaScript and all that kind of fun stuff. So stick around, be sure to subscribe if you like WordPress nerdy stuff. We talk about it every single Wednesday. So I'm going to answer that quick question for Pamela. Let's take a look over here. I've got a fake site that I play around with, and you can see here that I've got a post in here for testing. We've got the hello world, which is the default post. You can see our footer down here is categories, recent posts, recent comments, archives, and meta. So you know right away, if you know anything about WordPress, that this is one of the default themes. This is the 2013 theme. And you can see that I've already started building some things. I've already assigned the menu to appear up here. So how do we change our theme without losing content? I'm going to go and show you what happens when you change a theme. Just simply by clicking activate on a different theme. It's automatically going to switch which ones I'm using. I'm going to come back here to the front side of my website and click refresh. Here's what I want you to see. The name of my website stays the same. You see Dip and Do for my doggy daycare. Dip and Do, just another WordPress site. But my menu just changed. These are not my 3 menu items that I had created. And then everything's different here. All my stuff that was maybe in my footer is now in my right sidebar over here, and I have no footer. So here's the difference. What you want to do is take a look at the theme that you're trying to switch to and kind of see how that author has reallocated things. All of your core content, your pages, and your posts will all stay the same. Any of your slideshows that you might have made inside of like a Revolution slider, as long as the plugin did not come with the theme that you're letting go of, all your content should be sitting there. What might kind of displace, and you'll have to reassign, would be anything running in your sidebars, so your widgets living in your sidebar, or perhaps your footer, and then your menu across the top might have to be reassigned. All the content should hopefully be sitting there, and so what you'd want to do is just go into your menus area, and there is our menu that we had assigned on the last theme, and you would just want to select primary menu and click save, so that now when you come back to the front side, go back up to the top, now it has our 3 options across the menu bar. And then you'd want to go into your widgets area and reallocate how you'd want that to sit inside your sidebar, because that's how this particular theme uses those widget boxes. So again, all of your content sitting here. Here's another post for testing. There's that content. Here's hello world, which is the default post that comes inside of any theme. Inside of kind of the out of the box WordPress theme. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do and what you can't do. Here's what I'm going to suggest, though, before you do anything, is be sure that you have a backup in place of your website. If you don't know how to do that, I've already created a video. I'll put the link right here for you. Click on that. Go figure out how to do a backup of your website so that if anything goes weird or wonky, you're able to roll the website back very easily without losing anything, okay? I hope this helps. I know it was a quick video, but I hope it helps. And next time you're looking for something having to do with WordPress nerdiness, be sure to check out our channel. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks, Pamela, for the question.
Okay, so that's basically
what WordPress Wednesday is all about. At the end of the month, we all come together and watch these different videos that I do. A lot of the times I do get the questions off of our YouTube channel, or we even have questions that happen here in this session that I think, oh, that's a really great idea. I haven't ever done a video on that, and so I'll jot that down and try to make a video for you. So if you don't know where to get access to this, these are every single Wednesday published on our meetup group thread for this event. So meaning that you have to basically RSVP, just go ahead and say I want to attend that event, and you'll get an email every time I post one of these. Or you can go to our YouTube channel and just click this little button down here that looks like a play icon, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it'll send you an email every time I produce a video that's helping you with your WordPress website. And we have topics really that range everywhere, from not just WordPress stuff, but also to search engine optimization, to social media marketing, to hardcore crazy nerdy stuff, like crazy cool code. Some of our lead developers get on our channel and chat about that cool stuff. So, any questions though in particular about changing your theme? Does everybody know what we're talking about when we're talking about the theme? Yes, we're good? Okay, has anybody experienced actually clicking activate on a totally different theme? Yeah, and it's gone okay? Haven't lost anything too drastic?
I didn't lose anything, but
okay.
I have to adjust some things like color or typography or
sure.
location that I'm doing right now because I changed one the last night.
Okay, you changed the theme last night. So you're having to go back in and reassign colors and make it kind of match what you're really looking for.
The content.
Good.
And I didn't lose the pictures. So
way to go. Good. That's a good.
I was lucky, maybe.
Okay. All right. And what about you? Have you experienced that?
I didn't have any problem with content. Through text or anything, but through gallery,
okay,
through the sliders, I have to reformat, and that's my challenge right now.
Good times there, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
That problem too.
So sometimes, just depending upon kind of how the new author has coded that particular theme, you might experience something like that where you really have to take some extra steps, especially if you've gone above and beyond and already made some really cool modifications to something that's kind of really above and beyond on your website. So way to go. Any questions? Yes.
Okay, I have a client right now who somebody else had did his site and using Avada.
Okay.
So now he's asking me to make some changes and stuff like that.
Okay.
The problem is when I went to the back end, somebody put in the Avada theme, but they didn't do it legally. They didn't purchase it. So there's no registration code or anything like that. So and also I guess the initial problem that made me start looking was they didn't have the page builder in there.
Oh wow.
So there's no page builder. So
really,
that's why I started looking into everything else. So now my problem is I convinced them to go with another theme, to my favorite theme, the X theme.
X theme. Okay.
But now that I see that, I'm a little scared. It's like if the old theme has issues or it's not done properly, could that cause some issues if I do install another theme to
override it?
Yeah,
sure.
override it.
Sure. Great questions. So does everybody know what she's talking about when she's saying they didn't do it legally? Okay, no. Okay, so there are free themes out there for everybody to use, right? You can just go quickly hit install, and you're installing a free theme, and you're off and running. So free templates, free themes. WordPress calls them themes. There are also premium themes, right, that you can go spend about $50, $60 on, and you can get some really cool, out-of-the-box, great functionality if you're going to invest $50, right? It's very typically, depending upon where you're purchasing it from, but it's very typically a one-time, one lifetime fee. That's it, $50, $60, and you've purchased a license to use that. But legally, you've purchased a license to use that how many times?
Once.
That's correct. Go team. Woohoo! One time only legally, okay? The author appreciates that. So, unfortunately, what does happen sometimes is a developer thinks, I'll just download another version and use it again and again and again and again, and that's just not legal. Right now, there's really no way to police those things, except for that authors have now decided to implement some sort of a license code in there, right? So they can kind of monitor and be sure that when somebody spends that $50, they're not just blasting it out there on 20 different websites. So one of the things that you can do right now is if the person, how large is the website? Do you know how many pages?
It's just about 5 or 6 pages, not very big.
Nice and small. Definitely didn't need Avada for that, huh? Good Lord.
Yeah.
That thing's a beast. Okay, so if you're going to be using something like that and you're going to transition over to X theme, you're more familiar, you're more comfortable with X theme. So I say Just be sure you have a backup in place, right? If you have the possibility of working maybe in a staging environment, that's even better.
Yeah, no, don't.
If not, then go ahead and make the switch. Your core content will stay the same, but you're definitely going to see some variations. You're going to, you're going to see some functionality, especially if an author had some short codes that were just for that theme. You know, that author coded those particular short codes, and you were trying to use those.
Yeah.
That's going to go weird, and you're going to actually have the bracket short code appear in the text. So you'll have to go back in and kind of adjust. That's why I was asking you, how big is that website? So if we're talking 40, 50 pages,
Forget it.
right, or more. So a 5-page website, you can probably pretty quickly tidy that up, and you shouldn't see too much of a drastic break or anything like that happen.
Yeah, because I would update the theme. I mean, I could do it in Avada, no problem, but there's no update function code in
Yeah.
it. It's like, and it's an old version, but there's no way to update it.
That's not good either.
So-
Okay, so one of the things you could do, if your client says, hey, I really like this look, just get it up to date and let's just keep moving forward with Avada, you can just say to the client, okay, it's going to be a $50 fee, right? Or how much is Avada? Is it $59?
Yeah,
Something
I
like
think
that?
it's
It's $59. So tell your client, let me go buy your own license for you, right? So that we can always get those updates for you and you're forever going to be secure.
Yeah, they don't have a problem with that. It's just
Okay.
my problem is figuring it out. It's like if I was to use Avada, it's like how can I do it? Do I have to go through the back end and upload it?
You're correct.
I have to do
That's
that.
exactly right.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do it. You can totally do it. I actually, I might actually have a video on how to do that. If not, how about I make that next Wednesday? I'll do
Okay.
one for how to update a purchased theme.
Okay.
I think I've done it before for plugins, but I don't know that I've done
Yeah,
it for
through
themes.
FTP.
Right, you have to go through FTP in order to make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? Okay, go team. All right, that gives me fun ideas. Okay, any other questions on changing your theme? Yes, sir.
Well, I don't have a question on changing your theme, but
Okay.
but how did you do the closed captions on that video?
So there is a free program called Amara. For those of you hanging out on Periscope, the question was, how did we do the closed captioning on the video? There is a free program to use called Amara, amara.org. And really what it is, it's an interface for you to basically grab the URL of the video and put it in. It brings this video into their system, and basically it gives you a way to type, and by clicking the space bar, it does a pause, and you can basically sit there and transcribe your whole video. And then it'll give you the correct file to download that you can upload to YouTube, right? So why is it important to add transcription and closed captioning to your videos? Why is it important?
Accessibility.
Brilliant. Accessibility, right? And what does that mean, accessibility?
Disability folks.
What is it?
People with disability.
That's right. Disabilities. Those that need maybe things, they have a hard time hearing, right? So they'll be able to read it. What's another great reason?
SEO.
Language.
Way to go, Yusuf. Yes, and language as well, right? They can transcribe it, right? So if somebody needed to read that in their natural language, I've had German people come in here and watch our videos, and they'll comment, and I have to go translate their comment. It's really cool, though. So you get a lot of people, a bigger audience, right? But to Yusuf's point, SEO. So YouTube cannot read your video.
Oh, come on.
Right, I know, it thinks it can. It can read the title, and it can read the description, but it doesn't know what you're saying. And by you allowing it to have the full transcription in there, it will allow a bigger audience. It'll also boost your SEO, because now YouTube, who owns YouTube? Google owns YouTube. It's absolutely going to help people find your videos more. So if you can take the time, for about a 10-minute video, I've been transcribing now for only about 6 months, 8 months maybe. It still takes me an hour and a half to transcribe about a 10-minute video.
Wow.
So it's very time consuming, but it's completely worth it. It's taken our traffic on our website from being about 2,000 hits a month to about 13,000 to 15,000 hits a month. So significant, significant. All right, any other questions?
Thank you for that question. That was a great question.
Way to go. That's really what this class is about. Y'all can just throw out any questions. There's nothing too beginner level. There might be some stuff that's too advanced for me. I'll help you Google it. We'll figure it out together. Or Yusuf's here. We've got some other people that are great developers here that have more experience too. So we'll just all throw out questions. You're not going to sidetrack us or distract us, and we'll do our best.
One second. Additional to what Corey mentioned about the accessibility and the SEO part, you can take that video and put it on your blog as a blog post with the transcript.
It would be like that.
Yeah, which is good because that means you have like probably 1,000 words, right? So that's good for the search engine because search engine is going to see it, and some people don't want to watch the video; they want to read it. Okay, so you're hitting the target market. You can also use audio for the YouTube video. You can go to YouTube. What is it? YouTube-mp3.org. Okay, and you just throw the link in, and it gives you an audio download of the video. Then you can take that audio and put it in SoundCloud or iTunes, so you can have a blog post of video, audio, and the transcript. So that way you have 3 formats of same audience, but some wants to listen, some wants to watch, and some wants to read.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Good tips, Yusuf. Way to go.
That's a $100 tip.
That is a $100 holla. All right, so that is actually what Webtegrity does as well. I basically didn't have enough time to blog every single week, so I can talk a lot faster than I can type. So I decided, okay, let's just go ahead and do some videos, and then we'll start transcribing them. So that is actually exactly what we do here to have our fresh content happening on our website. So instead of just doing a video, we add the transcription to have a full blog article as well. Yes?
Could you use something like Dragon Speak to translate your words as you're saying them so you don't have to go and transcribe them yourself to put it in a...
Why not?
That's an excellent question.
Why not?
That's a beautiful question, but unfortunately, Dragon is not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
It does the same things. You have to go back and...
Sure.
Well, it'll still take you less
The
time.
newer
Yes,
version
right.
is much better though.
Huh?
I use it all the time.
The newer version?
The newer version,
Once
okay.
it becomes accustomed to you,
Okay.
and you let it go through your emails and all the rest of that, I love it.
Okay. Did you
Yeah.
know that the latest Google Docs has that feature too?
No.
Voice to text
Yeah,
type
you
deal?
Yeah,
Instead of typing, you just talk to it.
week or something like
The-
that. Came up something.
The only downside to that would be that you do have to match it up with the exact timing of the video. So inside of Amara, once you're done transcribing the whole thing, you actually have to go back and make sure that the exact phrase that you have, and it limits your characters on what can be on the screen, right? So you actually have to break it up. You can't just sit and type out the whole paragraph like you would in a blog article. These actually have to be broken up to a limited amount of characters that can appear on the screen.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It's a little tricky to catch on to Amara, but it's definitely worth it if you can take the time and you think it'll help reach your audience better.
Or
Okay?
you can outsource it. Pay somebody
Or
else.
outsource it. Yeah, that's right.
Go to Upwork, Fiverr.
There you go. All right, let's see. I think the next one that we did was caching. So we'll get into caching. This explains already what it is. So here we go. You hear people talk about it and you wonder, what does it even do? Let me just quickly explain what caching is. Basically, it's short-term memory on your computer. So if somebody comes to your website and let's say you've got a lot of images, basically what a caching plugin will do for your WordPress website is allow some of those files to stay on the memory of the person's computer, so that as they visit your website or as those same files might be rendering through different pages or as they come back to visit your website, those items will load much more quickly because they're saved onto temporary memory on the person's computer. That's called caching. And that's one way that you can help speed up your website's performance, allowing your website pages to load more quickly. However, you can definitely run into a lot of headaches trying to figure out exactly what it is and how to do it and which plugins to use. So we had a question sent in on our YouTube channel here from Jason, and I wanted to just briefly walk you through 2 plugins that he asks me to compare and a little bit about my advice for using a caching plugin. Before I do though, I definitely want to give a shout out to WP Engine, who's phenomenal at WordPress hosting, and I'll talk a little bit more about them in a minute. WP Elevation, if you're an entrepreneur using WordPress, please check out their blog. They've got incredible resources for you that you don't want to be missing out on, all for free. Get over there, start reading. Troy has some really great paid options too, so be sure to check those out. And WP 101, if you love WordPress video tutorials, you've got to check them out. They've got some incredible high quality tutorials that'll help you make your website incredibly amazing. All right, that being said, Jason asked me to compare this plugin, W3 Total Cache, versus WP Super Cache. All right, so these are free plugins that you can use in your WordPress theme. You would plug it in just like you would a normal plugin. Of course, this is only if you're on the self-hosted version, right? If you're on the .com version, you're not going to be able to implement these. If you're on the self-hosted version of WordPress, you'll be able to add these to your WordPress install. However, fine print right here, connect with your hosting company first. All right, that's first step. Connect with your hosting company. Because if you're hosting with a company, a premium company like WP Engine, which is who we host with, they already have a caching system set in place to allow your website to load much more quickly. So you don't even have to tinker with this, mess around with it, go through the headache of trying to figure out how to configure any of these plugins. They're going to do it for you, already have that set in place. But if your hosting company says, no, we don't have any sort of a caching system in place, they might actually tell you, hey, we suggest you use W3 Total Cache, or we suggest you use Super Cache, because these affect directly with your server. So, that being said, you'll want to just kind of read down through here. You're going to want to compare. W3 Total Cache has 4.3 stars as of today out of 5, and WP Super Cache has 4.2. So very, very comparable. They both have over 1 million installs, which is incredible. So these two are the highest in the industry. So really, I can't tell you which one's better, which one's worse. They both have kind of their own capabilities. I would again though suggest you connect with your hosting company, ask them which one they prefer you use, maybe plug one in and see how your website performs. If you're wondering just kind of off the top of your head, well, how's my website performing in general? You can go over to Google and do a search for Page Insights, Page Speed Insights. It's a free developers tool on Google for you to use. And all you do is drop in the URL of your website, so webtegrity.com, and do a quick search to see what your grading would be. It's going to give you a quick analysis of the load time of your website, gives you a quick analysis of the user experience, as well as the desktop experience, mobile versus desktop, and then down here at the bottom they're going to give user experience. So really, really important that you're getting green here, that you're getting really good reviews, a good grade. And if you get a bad grade, unfortunately, if you get something that's red here and you want to open this up, it'll give you ideas of how to improve your load time and your basically optimize your whole website. So outstanding free resource for you to be using today. I'll put the link to this in the description box below. Just copy and paste your domain name inside there and get a quick report on what your website's doing and how you can improve it. I hope this helps you. If you have questions about this process, please put them in the description box below, because every week we're doing a video just like this to help you improve your WordPress website. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, y'all. All right, so that is caching. Any questions about caching?
Don't the browsers have caching in them already?
So to some extent, yes.
You're somehow boosting that settings in the browser?
That's exactly right. So typically this type of plugin is helpful on a website that is very image heavy. That has to, if your homepage loads like 20 images or something, or if you're seeing the more modern looks of websites that have the really large images and you haven't taken a whole lot of time to optimize those images to load quickly, a caching plugin typically can help boost basically how quickly your website loads.
But it only does it the next time you go back to it.
Well,
It depends, actually.
I'm sorry, additional to what Corey said, this caching is not just browser specific. This caching more about how the website is behaving from the backend.
Oh, okay.
Because when the search bar, it goes through your site, it has to make sure that everything is fast. So if you don't have the caching, you will see that like if you go to the webmaster, the Google Speed test page, right? It will show you why the website is slow on the backend. I mean, for the user, like if you visit, it's fast, pops up real quick. But for the search engine, for the software, it's slow. It will tell you maybe some of the plugin using too many resources, maybe the server is too heavy. Does that make sense? So this caching helps how to speed up the process on the backend. So if you make changes, if you add a plugin, it changes right away. If you don't have the caching, sometimes what happens, you update a plugin or you make some changes or you do a blog post and you go to the live website, I'm like, I don't see the blog. What happened? Because it's not caching from the backend. That's what it's made for. Not necessarily just the browser that you're on. Yeah, that's why.
Awesome.
You get that on your computer? and you open again, it's a new caching.
Yeah, like I said, these are all on the front end of the computer, of the browser, but this one has nothing got to do with that. It has nothing, because browser is browser specific. Browser can clear everything by itself, but this is not browser specific. Does that make sense?
It's loading on your website.
It's a loading on the site itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need to make sure your website is fast. That's what Corey mentioned. WP Engine, they build their own caching system, so every site will be very fast. The different companies do that. SiteGround does it. Flywheel does it too. But in order for your website to give an awesome experience for the user, it has to be pretty quick. Not just on the desktop, you gotta think mobile too. So it has to be fast on the mobile device as well.
So if you're wondering how your website is performing, this is a free tool you can go to. You can just do a quick Google search for page speed insights. All you do is type in your domain name there. So ours would be like webtegrity.com or whatever your domain name is. Type yours in there and click analyze, and you'll be able to get that quick report, okay? Totally free tool, really cool to use.
Yeah, and make sure that your score is above 85%. If you're below 85, it's not good. It has to be 85. We actually do 95, but make sure that's at least 85. Okay? For the mobile and for the desktop.
Way to go. All right. I don't necessarily want to play this video unless you guys really are crazy advanced nerd coders. Anybody want to talk about PHP files and trying to figure out what PHP file something was hidden in?
Yeah, but he's talking about.
We'll watch the video. That's right.
He's talking about that for only 3 minutes, and then he said put the plugin.
What the file?
What is the file?
What the file? That's right. He just tells you use that plugin, and that's how you can figure it out. So it's a great cheater plugin if you're trying to figure out where an author hid something, basically. All right. So this last one we can touch base on really quickly too. I'm trying to hurry so that we'll have some open workshop time here. This last video is the one basically that went live today. Is a single page website good for SEO versus the other traditional style websites? So you're seeing a lot of kind of a trending look where everything's down one page. If you click one button, it kind of zips down to one page, and everything's on this beautiful infinity scrolling type of website. I've had people ask me, does that affect your SEO? Is that bad if you have everything on one page? So does anybody have an answer or an opinion to that?
Sure. I just watched the Verizon webcast today on SEO, Google, and single-page websites.
Oh, I got to hear this. I'm glad I didn't play that yet. What's your opinion?
No,
what they say?
Their opinion is that the way the Google works is it's more effective to increase your SEO score if you have multiple pages. If you have one page, it doesn't look at every single thing that you have in a page. It only looks at some of them, and your score is down.
Way to go. Now I can press play.
That's what I'm saying.
Awesome. Awesome. For those of you on Periscope, that's basically what he was saying, that he watched a video also about that. And so my answer is, and it's typically what we've found just by trial and error even. We've had clients that have wanted, and in this video I show you an actual client's website that is live today that is a single page website. He was very, very adamant to the fact that he wanted that style, wanted that look. So we custom built him a website like that. His initial concern wasn't necessarily to be found though by search engines. He knew he was going to be doing a lot of guerrilla marketing, on the ground networking, and a lot of other social media marketing, which would allow that traffic to come in. So he didn't necessarily have to lean on Google to love his website. But by an overall overwhelming experience, I would say that having a larger website makes you look more authoritative. That's a good word, on your subject, and it gives Google just a lot more opportunities to crawl and find really interesting, hopefully awesome content that they can submit to anybody Googling for your type of service, your type of brand, or your type of product. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but there is another thing to consider.
Okay.
It is one page or several, is user experience.
Okay.
Sometimes this goes against SEO.
Yes.
Depend if the site is too big, I think the better the one that you approve to different pages. But if the site is short and you can go quickly, I prefer the one page.
One page.
But it's depends.
It said you can kind of help that problem by make sure you put meta tags in there.
Absolutely.
Because that's the only thing it's going to really see is the meta tags in the title.
That's awesome. You got some great advice. Way to go. That was a good webinar that you watched. That's awesome.
There's also a workaround. Even if you have like a flag design, you can just drop the blog page in and let the search engine read the blog content.
So that's actually what our client did. In the example that I show you in the video, is that's how the client has grown their content, is they have a blog inside of this one page. And on this home page, down at the bottom, you get to see a couple of their most recent blog articles. But then, of course, if you click on them, you're going to go deeper and deeper into the website. So remember, when Google is seeing your website, they're monitoring how many clicks into a website, right, people go, how many pages were visited. All of that helps boost your SEO. Google looks at that and goes, wow, somebody went through that website and clicked on 5 different pages. Brilliant. They found what they were looking for. They were spending more time. Google loves that. If somebody comes to your website and there's only one page, they scroll up and down it for a matter of seconds, find your phone number, click back button, and move on. Womp womp, right? Google doesn't realize necessarily that there was a conversion there. Google doesn't understand that they found your phone number and called you, right? So what we're seeing more and more is that bigger websites, and what is the magic number? There is no magic number. It's all about your content. It's all about your industry. It's all about your competition, right? It's all about who are you trying to compete with? What sort of great content are you able to offer? And basically, how are you getting the word out that that content's available? Are you using your social media, trying to draw people in to read those articles and to be on your website? So that's kind of what that video is about. It was very short. I did that one today. So if you had any questions, you can read that or watch that video. Any questions, though, specifically about SEO, be sure to attend the event tomorrow.
Right.
And it's not about selling enormous octopuses. So I don't know what that, octopi. I don't know what that is. We're going to be careful with that. Okay, search engine optimization, everybody should be concerned about that with your website. It's really, really important. If you have the ability to attend that workshop and you're not very familiar with search engine optimization, I would highly recommend going to Yusuf's workshop. He's extremely, are you teaching it?
Yes.
Awesome. Extremely knowledgeable in SEO. All right. So typically what we do on these workshop nights is now it's an open, a free-for-all. If you have a question that is generic, that is not, hey, Corey, can you come look at my website right here and point something out to me? If it's open, let's share it now, and maybe we can all kind of learn something together. If it's specific where you say, hey, I need you to come look at my website, wait just a few minutes, and we'll have Yusuf and a couple of us be accessible to you to do that. Open, generic, awesome questions. Yes? It's going to be awesome.
Could be an awesome question.
Yeah.
Anybody in press have any question? Let us know. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and end this right now. Looks like nobody has a question. Okay. Feel free to go to the Twitter and leave your comments, and I'll definitely help you guys from there. Thank you, and have